What's up, everybody? It's Kyle with another episode of Unlocking Your Inner Strength. This is episode 245. 245 straight weeks without missing an episode. And if you're liking these, you got to check out the Hillsborough and Hunter and Real show that we do on Tuesdays, interviewing really cool experts from, a lot of the local experts, but some people that are a little further away too. But really good inspiration could be gained from them. So, as I was sharing my story with you guys last week, a couple weeks ago, right after Christmas, I got sick. My grandfather died. Everything was kind of crushing me. And there's only been a few times in my life when I can remember really being off my game mentally or feeling like I was stuck. And as most people would know it as like anxiety or whatnot, I usually do a very good job at not letting myself get to that point. Now you had those things going on, and then you also had, as Devin likes to tell me, and she calls me out on it, just everything going on in the world. And a lot of times I'll take the pressure of the world, meaning I think I've got to fix the world. And I know that might sound crazy, but this is what I sometimes get to in my head. But she said, you can't fix the world. And that kind of reset me. And it realized I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It helped me realize I'm my path. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I got to do what's in front of me right now. Do what's laid forth before me. And that's what I want to talk about today. We all have a path in our life. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. We can fantasize. Now, let me be clear on this too. Visualization is a very important part of my day. That has a very specific purpose. That's not daydreaming. That's when you visualize the actions and whatnot that you have to take. It's kind of like writing down your goals every day to get you to what you think your potential is. But when you live in fantasy land and you find yourself just daydreaming all the time about where you think you might want to be, how this isn't fair, what's going on with everything, how you would want to be somewhere else. Don't be, we got the blue herons back here. They fly up and down. Don't be a blue heron. That's what I wrote down in my notes. Don't be a blue heron. Don't be somebody that's just I'm going to fly from here to there. And it's just going to happen. That's not the way it works. What is before you, what's dealt to you is what you got to do. And the way you do that, you can't fly from here to there. You got to take the next step. That's all you can do. Look down at your feet and realize the situation in your life, whatever that is where it's at right now. And you can either stay paralyzed because you're daydreaming about something, that you wish would happen into your life. Look at your feet. Realize this is what you got. These are the people you got in your life right now. It might not always be like this. And in fact, it's not going to always be like this, whatever your current situation is. But you control what you can control. So if you put up a garden, right? If you put up, fences around your garden, don't worry about, and this is kind of what Devin's point was to me, everything else that's going outside and going around in the woods, all this stuff. Protect your garden. Worry about your foundation. You can't just leave the door open to your garden and let anything in. You're going to have your garden destroyed. Worry about what's in there. And I shouldn't say worry, but focus on what's in there. Make it the best. Be where you're at. This is where you're at. When you realize that you have everything you need, you really do. Okay, you have everything you need right now. You should have an overwhelming sense of joy, because happiness is the path. It's not somewhere where you get to. It's not somewhere that you get there, you drop a certain amount of weight, you make a certain amount of money, and then you become happy. That's not the way it works. And if you look at ancient wisdom, they've always talked about this, how happiness is the path. When you get right up here, then you can start moving forward, one step at a time. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. another ancient wisdom, right? So we got to look at and read and gain inspiration from all these things. And another great thing, right, about the craziness in the world, and if you live up here in the Northeast, it's cold now and it's dark, you don't have a lot of sunlight. It's easy to take the weight of that on and let it crush you like somebody's stepping on your chest. What are you going to do to get this right up here? But realize tough times make tough people, and that's a good thing. When you get complacent and you get comfortable, being comfortable is one of the worst things to be, because that's going to lead to mediocrity. And I've struggled with this, right? When you get ahead and then you take your foot off and you stop doing the things you had to do to get to where you got you there in the first place. And I've struggled with that throughout my life. So you got to find out, how do I get that edge back? You got to go through tough times. Tough times are really, it's a gift when we have tough times. You're living through this. Get the thought out of your head of fantasizing the way things used to be, because you don't know if they're going back to that way. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You've got right now, you've got this moment where your feet are firmly planted. That's all you can control. This is a time for you to evolve as a person, mind, body, and spirit. Don't fantasize about the past and project that into the future. The future doesn't exist. It's always now. It's always now. And that's one of the great gifts of these tough times we've been through. Be here now. Be exactly where you're at. You can't be, if you project yourself to another time and place in your physical body, you're giving up a lot of your energy and your presence and your love and all the stuff that you should be trying to bring to every situation. So be here now. You don't know what tomorrow brings, but you know you can control your actions. You can control your actions, how you start your day, how you end your day. Okay, and what's in between there is really going to be between those two things. What are you telling yourself when you're going to sleep tonight? What are you doing first thing in the morning? If it's just random, that's your routine, but you're going to have a random day. You're not going to have a highly productive day, and you're not going to scratch the surface to where you can be. Now, last thing I wanted to talk about with your path, and this was shared with me with Matt Fury, who coached me one-on-one for a year, and now I'm in some of his other coaching programs, and he's just a very wise soul. I learned a lot from him. You can't be off your path because it's all your path. You cannot be off your path because it's all your path. Your path is your path. It might be over here and you think it should be over here. So that begs the question, what are your expectations? What are you expecting? Because your disappointment's going to come from expectations that are not met. That's where all disappointment comes from. Expectations are about the future. So you see how this all ties together. Be where you're at. Be present. Plan for the future. Visualize the future, but then come back and do the work that has to be done. You know, one of my affirmations, the affirmation I write down every morning before I read a list of affirmations, but the one I write down is, I am committed to taking the actions that are going to help me achieve my goals. It's not, I'm a multimillionaire. It's not this. I'm committed to taking the actions. Right? And you take the actions minute by minute, day in, day out. Make the most of it. Cherish it. Time is precious. This cauldron that you've been thrown into, this chaos of the world right now, is there to help you evolve as a human being. Okay, it's there to help you evolve as a human being. You can waste this opportunity, or you can use it for your evolution. But you got to really ponder it and give it some deep thought. Don't run away from it because you're in it. You can't go nowhere. This is where your life is at. Embrace it. Embrace the beauty of life. It should make you realize that more now than ever. Embrace those people that you're close with, that you're getting together with still. Embrace the little things that you used to take for granted. So that's what I have for you about your path. Hopefully that rambling made sense. And as always, these are good for me, good therapy to talk about what's on my mind. And hopefully it helps you. Please hit the like button, the share button. I will be doing a fasting lesson tonight. so you guys can kind of see what the Panda Challenge is all about. So I'll be posting about that, what time I'm going to do that. It'll be on Facebook Live, and probably be about 7 o'clock or so, so make sure you tune in for that. About a half-hour presentation. Pretty cool science on fasting, and I'll keep it interesting. But that's what I got for you. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Thanks for all the support. And if you want to come train at Newell Strength, we're giving away at each location 5 free 30-day trials. Just shoot me a message of why you think you'd be a good fit for one of those 5 spots. No strings attached. You guys win today. Win right now. Be right now. Peace.